Some people would tell you that without the new technology we would ever be complying in terms of meeting the requirements regulators are putting on us. The second is that it makes everything more efficient in terms of regulator.
Welcome back to this masterclass on taking digital banking to the next level. Now we're going to discuss the all-important question of using data and analytics. Helping us with this is Caixa's Director of Strategic Development and Innovation, Mariona Vicens. Mariona, thank you very much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about what CaixaBank is doing in the data and analytics area.
So CaixaBank has been active in exploring what the technology is bringing in the big data front since 2014. We've been very active incorporating the latest technology because we saw the opportunity to apply specifically machine learning and advanced analytics in three key areas.
Okay, so tell us what they are.
The first one is how to better serve our customers. We see analytics providing an opportunity to increase revenue in different fronts. The second one is how we improve actually also the margin of the business. We have some projects regarding pricing, also better risk scoring and better modeling in risk in particular. The third area would be what relates to the organizational security, how we become more efficient as an organization. Even HR can benefit from advanced analytics. So we see a trend that it's actually transforming in a significant way companies will operate in the future, and it's basically applying to many different areas in the business.
All right, let's start with that first point on the customers then. So if I'm a CaixaBank customer, I mean, what can data do for me?
What we had in the past is we've always been sitting in a significant amount of data. Our leadership position in the market provide us a customer database that the technology previously didn't allow us to exploit. What we have now is better informed decisions about where to assign a customer to a specific branch, for example. We also can provide better pricing, more targeted offer in different channels.
And you can presumably design a product specifically for a customer set and then market it at that particular customer group.
We are more micro-targeting or having more customized products for smaller segments instead of approaching a broad base of customers with just the same product.
Okay, now you mentioned the key word for banks, which is margins. So how can this help you to improve the margins for the banks?
I think it's the same we were discussing now with more personalized regarding pricing. So what we are seeing more and more in the industry is practices that are quite widely used in other industries like airline in terms of pricing. How you could apply some of this into banking in terms of pricing deposits, also doing more targeted campaigns in terms of consumer loan. It's another area where we see also more need to be discriminatory in terms of pricing, and this can have a significant upside in terms of margin for the bank as well.
And what about on the compliance and regulation front? Can it help with you there?
In the context of increased regulation, increased requirements from the regulators to actually provide more and more data, leveraging the new technologies is actually critical to be able to comply without collapsing the bank in a way.
Because regulation is just growing and growing and growing.
It will never end at this stage, and it's becoming more and more demanding. So I think
this can help you to perform it in a much more sort of functional way. Yeah?
I think you would have two views. Like some people would tell you that without the new technology we would ever be complying in terms of meeting the requirements regulators are putting on us. The second is that it makes everything more efficient in terms of regulator. Of course, we also apply advanced analytics in that front. So in terms of what we need to look for and to the watch-outs that we are required, we are doing that with better techniques that what used to be 5 years ago, definitely.
And finally, let's talk a little bit about how you can use data analytics in the security sense that you were talking about at the beginning.
I think it's a similar case. The algorithms in the end work pretty well in many different fields. It doesn't matter if we are talking about behavior of customers and identifying new opportunities, but we also apply the same concept into identifying abnormal behavior that could lead to fraud or to security concerns. So I think that in the end, we are seeing more and more applications also that translates into reduced fraud for customers and for the bank, also having an impact in the margin and obviously reducing cost in that front as well.
Mariona, thank you very much for sharing your ideas with us.
Thank you. Okay, perfect.